going on, guys? So, yes, I had a little bit of a hiatus this week. I had some technical difficulties with the microphone. I did get a new one, so let me know if it sounds better in the comment section because, yeah, I'm still trying to get this thing figured out. But that's not why you're here. You're here because of the Game Awards. You read the title, you decided to click on the video, and yeah, we're gonna talk about that for a little bit here. So yes, in case you haven't heard, the Video Game Awards are coming up. You can go vote on your favorite titles right now. And I'm going to talk about the selection in there because I think that needs to be said. Because they do quite literally put Dragon Age Veilguard in there. And we're going to talk about how it's doing. And then we're going to show the sections about the Video Game Awards. But I kind of want to bring up this meme of itself because Side Scrollers Podcast decided they're going to make the Real Game Awards, which honestly I think is dumb, but not for the reasons you think. So Side Scroller Podcast is doing their own Game Awards, which, well, I'm going to be completely honest, it's going to be a circle jerk of a bunch of grifters and some people who genuinely care about video games. So I'm not going to watch it. I couldn't care any less. And before you say, how could I say that? Well, they're bringing on Grums. And if you're before you get your panties in a bunch and start screaming in the comments section, I have done videos covering all Grums's we'll say shady practices. Tons of other creators in this sphere have covered all the terrible things Grums has actually done, not the weirdo leftist thing. Oh, he's a blah blah whatever istophobe. The actual stealing of hundreds of thousands of dollars from people, stuff like that. So I already don't care about this. But I'm glad to see that someone with a fairly large YouTube channel is making their own kind of game awards. But I don't think it's going to be anything that gets any real traction outside of the community because it's just being a parody. It'll have its fans. That's cool. You guys can enjoy it. But I don't think it's going to make any difference on anything because it's a YouTuber doing a YouTube show and not reaching out to normal people. So now that I've done my proper dump on the grifters here trying to claim some extra shekels, let's actually take a look because I thought some of these categories were utterly hilarious for the Video Game Awards. Innovation and accessibility. Now, that title, if you know what the terminology means, you know exactly what they're saying because they describe it as recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. What technology did any of these games do that expanded the audience? Star Wars Outlaw was a complete pile of garbage that did nothing, had no new features, and was quite literally just a terribly designed open world game. It didn't work. The AI was terrible, but there's no features there for a wider audience. And by wider audience, you know they mean modern audience. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. That looks terrible. I didn't. If I saw that, I completely ignored it and knew it was going to be DEI slop. Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Again, DEI garbage. You know what? Let's check in on Dragon Age Veilguard. How's it doing in Steam? Oh my god. 22,000 players in the last 24 hours. 22,000 players in the last 24 hours. You know what? Let's shit on Dragon Age just a little bit more. You know what? A game that released this week was Farming Simulator 2025. Farming Simulator 2025. More people wanted to drive around a tractor than play Dragon Age Veilguard. Let that sink in. At 135,970 players over the last 4 days, 24-hour peak on a Thursday is 102,000 players. And on a Thursday afternoon, almost 90,000 players compared to Dragon Age's all-time peak of 89,400 players. Bro, your game's getting blown out by tractor sims. I can't even. Oh, this is a very fitting end to Dragon Age. To be utterly destroyed by people driving tractors. But jumping back over to the Game Awards, Diablo 4, that's, again, I don't see how that goes to a wider audience. I think this is just a BS category to get Blizzard in there. And then, of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which also hasn't done anything for a wider audience. As a matter of fact, a lot of people have a ton of complaints about Black Ops 6, but again, innovation and accessibility. The reason they're here isn't because of a wider audience, because they push the DEI garbage. But this next category really, really got me, and it's games for impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. And it is the worst of the worst DEI games. Life is Strange, Senua, which I said was woke, and everybody's like, no, it's totally not woke. Here it is, being up for selection for being a DEI game. Yeah, hate on me more in the comments. I'm fucking right again. Tales of Kenzara, wasn't that the African game? I briefly remember making some videos about that. Neva, Indica, Closer the Distance. Yeah, all this DEI garbage. It's all here. These are the award-winning games that these mainstream shills are trying to push as the best of the best of the best, sir. And I don't think any of these games did particularly well. But I mean, all these categories are a best family game. I 100% agree with Mario, Astrobot, the Plucky Squire. I don't never played that one. Zelda. Yeah, see, a lot of these categories are like, hey, these are the real good games. And then they just throw in the DEI categories because, well, DEI. I mean, you go to best narrative. Silent Hill 2 was a remake and the characters are trash. Senua again was woke. Didn't play Like a Dragon, Final Fantasy Rebirth. There were a lot of people that liked that and a lot of people that didn't. I can see why that might get the vote. And I've heard a lot about Metaphor, but I haven't played it. I've had a lot of people who usually don't reach out to me if I've played video games asking me if I've played it, and I'm kind of curious. I might have to give that one a shot. But I mean, you can see that this is nothing but an actual shill to make these categories so that these games get some sort of award to be the inclusive designers, be the diversity in gaming. That's exactly what these categories exist for, because nothing innovative has been put in any of these games. And I've had multiple complaints. I mean, even going back to the Total War series, since Rome 2, we have completely lost everything that used to exist in video games. And Pharaoh Total War is a perfect example of that. Yes, I'm an RTS nerd, so that's what I'm using as an example because I know the most about that. Where we've literally lost the basic gameplay mechanics, the basic coding for the games, and they're only now starting to rediscover it by saying it's new implementation. Like the stuff existed prior to 2012. You didn't invent it, you just figured out how to do it again. Honestly, I couldn't care any less about how the votes for these actually go. I just thought it would be funny to pick out the DEI awards and point that out to everybody. But guys, leave those thoughts in the comments section while you're there. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.